What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to our channel here at Vagabond Builds. And today we're going to be doing a review of a 2023 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy Edition. Now we're going to be talking about the exterior, interior, and some specs about the car. But before we do, if you do like our content, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, it really helps us out. You got something for us to film? Here's our email below, and a special shout out to Hyundai of Roseville right outside Sacramento. Let's go ahead and start. So starting off with this beautiful front end on the 2023 Palisade Calligraphy Edition. Now the reason I say that and I emphasize it so much because this is the cream of the crop, the best horse in the barn with regards to the Palisade car. This is the fully loaded top trim. Now we're going to be seeing some differences between trims from the SE to the SEL and Limited, this being the Calligraphy. Now starting off with the front, the color to this exact car is the Abyss Black, so for the ones who want to know. And you pretty much have two exterior colors, that Abyss Black with that kind of metallic hyper silver look on that rich, classy front end. Now, full LED systems, you're going to see this on the front and the rear. You have your daytime running lights, but your headlights are pretty much your fog lights. So you got your lower beams and your higher beams together, and your signal lights are hidden, kind of comes with the grille. So that's pretty cool that we see that Hyundai is making the headlights look like the signal lights and the fog lights, the headlights. Very cool. Bumper sensors integrated. You do have 360 camera on this whole car. Very nice, classy feel. You do have your crash warning systems and all that good stuff with the tech. Camera integrated right under the Hyundai sign. Coming over to the wheel, now this is a 20-inch Calligraphy special alloy rim. It's a bicolor rim, kind of has a machine shaved silver surface with that I would say gunmetal gray polish. So very cool. Take into consideration that you are going to be seeing different wheels on different trim packages. Parking marker, one thing that I want you guys also to see is that the trim around the wheel well is the same color as the car. Now that's a very cool look that I like. Sometimes you will see the black trims on different manufacturer cars, but this being the same color as the car, very cool, gives it a rich feel. Fully loaded side mirror. Now this is integrated. This is your signal light. So when you do turn on that signal light, that's very cool, special feature. It is heated auto dimming and lane departure assist with your camera integrated on that lower side mirror. Now, of course, just get a load of that side beautiful look on this Hyundai Palisade. You do have your keyless fob entry, so you could have your key in your pocket and just pull that handle, it'll open. That metallic silver kind of coming over from that front end over to the side. Very cool look that it's kind of all coming together with the handles, the trim around the windows, and your top roof racks. Also, the trim, I just want you guys to pay attention to how good this car looks, of how Hyundai brought it all together. Flows very well. Now remember, I said full LED system lighting. So LED in the back also kind of comes in to the quarter panel. You do have full LED system written on the interior side of that taillight. Now, if you come over closer, you see that you kind of have a nice feature to where you have those lighting lights or lines on that tailgate. Very cool look that we don't see in a lot of manufacturers. Hyundai is like totally stepping up their game. Palisade on the rear tailgate, Hyundai stamped, camera up top with your nice, beautiful spoiler, very big. And then you have the second camera down low right under the Hyundai emblem stamp. Now this is for your backup camera, 360 camera, things of that sort when you're trying to park the car. The one up top is for your rear view mirror, live when you're actually driving. So take that into consideration. That is a very cool feature that Hyundai offers on the Palisade Calligraphy Edition. Now, metallic silver trim, very cool look that Hyundai's finishing this look from also in the back. Rich feel, classy, elegance. Reflector backup lighting with your 360 bumper sensors integrated into this back bumper. Now we're gonna go ahead and enter the trunk space of this car, and you have multiple options. You can open the trunk tailgate with your key fob. You can also press this button here, and you also have a hands-free open tailgate. Now that would consist of locking the car like you're going into the grocery store, and the car senses that you're away from the car for, I believe, more than 20 or 30 seconds. And when you come, all you have to do is stand behind that tailgate, and it's gonna blink 5 times, and that tailgate is gonna automatically open up. But for the sake of the video, we're not gonna be doing that. Just wanted to let you guys know those options. Okay, so wide entry on that trunk space. Of course, we see this nice little belt popping up for some more personal space. You got your tire tools there. Now over to the left side of the rear seats, you have the automatic buttons to where you can drop these seats automatically. That is a very cool feature that this Palisade offers. Now by the push of a button, you don't even have to hold it. It automatically drops, so we're gonna be dropping both sides. And you could also drop that second row seating. As you can tell, those are the captain chairs. Just like that, and just like that. And look at all that room you have in this car. Very cool. If you wanna fit, I don't know, you wanna build a house with this thing, I fit some 2x4s or plywood, or even your dishwashers or snowboard skis if you're headed up to the mountain, or whatever you have. It's just so much room, very cool and convenient. Continuing on with the speaker system, Harman Kardon subwoofer in the back with a 12-volt plug-in right here, and some hooks for some groceries if you don't want your bags flying around and all that good stuff. But we're pretty much done with the exterior and the back trunk space of this car. So let's go ahead and talk interior. All right, so now entering the inside or interior side of the 2023 Palisade Hyundai Calligraphy Edition. Now, before I step in, I just want to remind you guys that on this door sill, you do have Palisade stamped. So that's a pretty cool feature to have. Now, first thing I see getting in this car is this beautiful light beige interior color. Now that is the color, light beige, and the rich feel of how the perforated seats, along with the character and the stitching, black with that nice, beautiful trim texture look on the Palisade. Now, starting off with the door panel, of course, we have so much going on, but it comes together so well. Perforated leather with that nice light beige stitching, same color, character, not the full trim, but just half of that leather is that perforated leather look, adding to the character, not being so boring. Have that kind of texture, or it's a smooth feel, but just nice design. Black plastic and bottom, you get some cubby space, cup holders, metallic silver Harman Kardon premium sound speaker cover around the door panels. Now that is a very cool thing to have in your car, is that premium sound. Steering wheel, bicolor steering wheel. You have the black and the light beige color, so that is a very awesome feature. Controls for that 12.3 inch digital cluster. Now let's go ahead and turn on the car for the sake of the video. And check that out. You get that beautiful 12.3 inch infotainment screen along with the 12.3 inch digital cluster, full digital. And now we have the right side door open, but that would be your RPM gauge over to the right. And in the center, you have your info card. So you could change that. So by the pressing of the button, you can change that. Of course, we have low fuel, and all these good things. Now, if you're gonna come down over to Roseville Hyundai, you are gonna be dinking around with this stuff, trying to figure out, and they will explain your car very well. Now, manual steering column goes in, out, up and down. Typical controls here for your signal light and your windshield wipers. Over to the left of that steering column, you have your parking brake button, traction control. You could also open the trunk tailgate sitting inside the car from here with the push of a button. Now, metallic silver trim, and look how they integrate the vents coming into that dashboard, just so sleek on that front dashboard. That nice leather feel right over that. Again, that design coming across the dashboard from the door panels, and that top black. So loving how they're keeping that across, that same feel, classy, rich look. Up top, you have the heads-up display, something that you will be seeing different in different trim levels. It's letting you know you got low fuel. But let's go ahead and just kind of show you some, showing you, once you say low fuel, it kind of shows you the nearest gas station option. That's very cool. Now it is Android supported, Google Select. Now this is a very nice touch sensitive, very reactive. Let's go to maps. Check that 12.3 inch screen for that map, and you can slide back and forth. But for the time in the video, we're going not to show you guys all that. You do have your manual controls for that touchscreen, so you have both options, touch or manual control buttons. You also have the dual climate controls up here front on the front side of this center console with these nice, beautiful buttons. You no longer have that manual rod or whatever you want to call that thing, but that is something that we're seeing a lot of manufacturers come over from. Drive mode, let's go ahead and show you guys that by the switching of the drive mode, you get a different look on your cluster. Check that out. So we're in sport, we're going in comfort, now eco, and it's changing. But as you do that, you feel that your driver's seat will change. So if we go into like a sport mode, what happens is these holsters will grab you, make it more as a bucket seat, and knowing that you're ready to drive aggressively, this seat is gonna hold you down. Very cool. Now, this driver's seat is electrical and many ways to adjust this seat, but I wanted to let you guys know that this has a built-in massage in an ergo motion. Super cool. But there's also a little knob on this driver's seat where you can control the holsters just by turning that knob, which is super cool feature that we see that Hyundai. Now Hyundai is just adding so many amenities in their cars. Finishing off with the center console, just by the push of this button down, that automatically opens up, and then you come open to your personal cubby space or cup holder space. You do have a wireless phone charging pad, USB plug-in right above that. But look at this, that also on this Palisade you see is by the push of these buttons, you get your cup holders. Check that out. Now, if you need the space and you don't have anything to put in these cup holders, you can slide these walls back and open up that cubby space for something bigger, which is a very cool feature to have. On the inside of this cubby, you have a USB-C plug-in, so not just USB-A, but just also USB-C with a 12-volt plug-in outlet and some more removable tray on this center console. Now, very nice leather stitch, same light beige color. So coming up to the top of the front side of this interior, you do have your live feed rear view camera, like I mentioned when we were talking about that tailgate. You can control the level of the camera, so if you want to go lower or higher, more to the right or left, you can do that with the buttons right under the rear view camera. Right under, sorry, the rear view mirror, not camera. Moonroof up top, so let's go ahead and open that, automatic. Now, it did rain last night here in Sacramento, or Roseville, I would say, so if we get some water inside the car, don't be scared because we're not getting flooded. And you also have a rear glass that you open the visor to by the push of this button. And as you guys are paying attention to the top of the car, very cool glass, gets you kind of in touch with the outside on those second rows. You have that nice, beautiful light beige suede color on the ceiling trim, or on the ceiling interior panel. Very cool. Now let's go ahead and close that. You do have your ambient LED lighting, very nice true light color, so for dark. Coming into your car, you can see everything. Now, before we enter to the second row, or talking about the third row, we're going to finish off with some small details on this car, or gray details, however you want to perceive it. Right here on the right side of that 12.3 inch infotainment screen, you have your rear passengers. Now, this will let you know is who's clipped in and who's not, or buckled in and who's not. Or if you forgot somebody inside the car. That is a very cool feature to have on this Palisade. So if you're carrying your kids with you, or your animals, super cool feature. Also, by the push of these manual buttons, you have your 360 camera. And just wanted to show you guys, you do have different options. You can see, check that out. And you get bird's eye view on the right, split screen. Very cool look on this. Also, of course, your parking tow sensors on and off, and your stop and go engine control. Now, also something I also wanted to pay attention to is the first and the second row seating on this car do come ventilated, but the third row does not. Heated, if we're talking about heated, all 3 rows come heated on this Palisade Calligraphy Edition. Very cool feature to have, and take that really big into consideration, because we do not see a lot of manufacturers in their 3-row seating SUVs put heated seats on that third row. So everybody's getting that feel on a nice cold winter day. So we're pretty much done on the interior side, or the front side of this interior. Let's go ahead and talk second and third row seating. So now let's talk about the second and the third row seating on this beautiful Palisade Calligraphy Edition. Now remember, we dropped the seats when we were talking about the electric buttons in the back trunk space for the convenience of the car. Now I'm going to show you how to pop these captain chairs up. So by the manual lever on the side of the chair, you're going to lift that up just like that. You could also bunny hop this chair forward. So if someone's sitting on the third row, or someone coming into the car to get to the third row, you have an electric button on the side and also up top here on the backrest. Check this out. Bunny hops forward so you get more way. Let's go ahead and push that back. And you also get that second button here, and it bunny hops forward to for you to get to that third row. Now, we're gonna push that back, drop that backrest, okay? Coming inside the car, let's do a space test. Now, a lot of legroom, about 6 feet 2 inches, and you get a lot of clearance, head and leg. Over to the second row seating door panels. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to something, is because a lot of manufacturers will simplify that second row, but not Hyundai. Hyundai keeps that same high-class luxury feel on that door panel. You do get the nice sunshade on the door panel. Remember, you get that same kind of look from the trim over to the back, and your cup holders with some more cup holder space or cubby room down here. Very cool look. Now, you can control on this back rest seat the angle of the seating. Check that out. So if you're doing a longer road trip and your lower back is killing you, change the angle to that seating. Some more personal space right behind the seating. Something that I want you guys to see that's also very cool is the USB plugins on the front seats. Now, a lot of times you'll see them on the back center console or the back end of that center console, but you have on the seats. Very cool look that Hyundai is different on. Now, remember, heated and ventilated seats on the second row. You can control it. That tri-zone climate control on the back of that center console. It is digital, so you can control that with your 115 power inverter outlet along with your 12 volts. So guys, you are not going to be fighting for USB plugins or anything of that sort when you're trying to charge a phone or run a gadget or something. But okay, so we're gonna head over to the third row seating, but before we do, I wanna show you guys something. Now, we have to head over to the third row, but I'm gonna pop that seat back. So, whoops. So we can pop that seat up, and by the electric push button, just like that, we're gonna see an automatic pop-up. Also here too, and you get that automatic third row seating that goes up, not just down, but also up. Now we're gonna head over to the back. Now, third row seating does kind of get a little bit more less space on that. Now, again, typically you'd put, your kids back here or somebody a little bit smaller than, me. But of course, you do have that option of that third row seating. Now, they do come heated, not ventilated, but heated. USB plug-in on the right and the left, so the people in the back aren't fighting for plugins. Cup holders now you can change the angle of that third row also. So if your kids aren't comfortable of being totally upright, you can change that angle. Check this out. Super cool feature that we don't see in a lot of manufactured cars other than Hyundai. A lot of people don't do that. Now up top, you do have your lighting. So take that into consideration, and your vents right above your head. So guys, we're pretty much done with the interior side of this beautiful Calligraphy Edition Hyundai Palisade. Let's go ahead and talk specs. So let's talk some specs about this 2023 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy. This exact car has the 3.8 liter V6 engine with the idle stop and go, 8-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters. This exact car comes front wheel drive. Now you do have the options of an all-wheel drive, and my best advice to anybody would be get the all-wheel drive. 291 horsepower with 262 foot-pound torque, towing capacity up to 5,000 pounds. MPG would be 19 city, 27 highway with a 22 combined. Now guys, we're pretty much done with the review on the exterior, interior, and some specs about this car. If you have any questions, concerns, comment section below. But we really appreciate your guys' watch here at Vagabond Builds. Stay tuned, we got some cool things coming.